Reddy or Troy? Reddy Steward joins us today, brother. You got a lot going on right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this draft process?
It's about a 10 right now. I can't lie. I'm enjoying the process, really, just doing these interviews, viewing these other podcasts and stuff, just getting my name out there. I'm enjoying that side of it because, a lot of people don't know a lot about me and stuff. So I'm liking this side of it right now.
Who was Reddy Steward?
I went to school in Decatur, Alabama, Austin High School. Just a chill kid, like playing sports, hanging out with my family, stuff like that. I just take football very serious, because where I come from, it can really change me and my family life, honestly. So, yeah, that's mainly who I am.
Yeah, when I was reading up on you and your team reached out to me, and when I saw Decatur, I was like, oh, Georgia, no, wait, Alabama.
Yeah. Small city, but yeah, we got a couple of athletes that's been in the league. So we got a small name. I'm just trying to help it grow right now.
Who else is from Decatur, Alabama?
So Gerard Powers, he's like one of my mentors I work out with when I come home. He played in the league for about 8 years, Colt with the Colts and Cardinals. Then we got Rolando McClain. He played in the league for a couple of years, went to Alabama. So just those are the biggest names from our city. So
that's dope. Alabama, I know more on the basketball side, I think of as a state, not as a I think of DeMarcus Cousins, I think of Charles Barkley. I even think of Cam Newton playing at Auburn.
Facts, yeah.
But I mean, I guess my question for you was like, in this whole process in the draft, what has been the most humbling thing that you've seen so far?
So I had a couple of interviews with teams and stuff, and just stuff that I need to improve on, throughout my game and stuff like that. Which, me, I'm a coachable guy, so that's not really a problem for me. But just hearing the things that I need to work on, or like if I need to gain weight and stuff like that, just the process in general, just going through those interviews probably be the most humbling thing. It's good at the same time because I like to learn what I need to work on. So.
No, that's real. In sports, your football, basketball is my lane, but I talk to football players, wrestlers, baseball players. I'm always interested in the interview process with teams when you're going through the draft. What is something that a team told you about yourself that you're like, damn, how the hell do they know that?
Man, it was crazy. I think it was one of my interviews with the Broncos. They had told me, asked me why did I have like a couple parking tickets at school and stuff like that. Those small things you wouldn't think that they knew about, but they knew about that. So that was kind of surprising to me that they knew that much about me.
You paid them, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got to.
Okay, I'm just checking. So, I mean, that interview process is always interesting to me. What is the most overused question that all the teams ask you? You've heard it more than twice.
Well, I know before my pro day, most of the teams that I did interviews with at the Hula Bowl, they was asking like, what I run in my 40, because on film, they thought that I didn't look as fast or as quick. That's what I did on my pro day. So those was a lot of questions I was getting, like, what's my speed there to match my ball skills and stuff like that. But, after pro day, then they could see that I could run and stuff like that. So that was the main question that I got.
Listen, parking tickets, speed, at least on the field, you can't get a ticket for being as fast as you are.
Yeah, you're right.
What's the fastest that you've ever run a 40?
Probably my pro day, I ran a 4.45. That was my best one. But before that, like throughout high school and stuff, I was running like high 4.4s and 4.5s. But on my pro day, that's probably the fastest I ran. And I'm glad, that I waited to the most important day to do that. So that was the fastest I ran before, yeah.
No, that's real. When you go to these interviews with these teams, what are some of the things, like, how did those meetings resemble your college recruitment time where coaches were coming to your house or coming to your school? Do you see any similarities there?
Most of my questions was about my weight and stuff like that. So throughout high school, I was kind of a smaller, more faster guy like I was in college. So they'll just ask, about my weight, what's the biggest, like what's the most I've weighed before and stuff like that. Can I maintain that weight? just getting those questions just about my body type and stuff like that, because I know you gotta have that weight to maintain at the highest level. So that was probably one of the main questions that matched up.
So everybody's telling you that you got to get your weight up. Is it more a process of lifting, or is it more of a process of eating more Chick-fil-A and Popeyes and then lifting? What say you?
I feel like for me, it's more on the eating side, just because I do a lot of working out. Like I work out a lot throughout the week and stuff like that, so I burn a lot of calories. So it's just eating a lot throughout the day, like 3 meals a day, and then eating before I go to bed and stuff like that. Like most guys will give me tips on that type of stuff before my pro day. So yeah, before my pro day, like those 3 months before, I did a lot of that, and I put the weight on that I needed to. So now they can see I can run with the weight that I need to be at. So that was kind of a plus for me throughout the process.
No, that's real. Tell me something. You and I talked before we started about Kobe and AI. The picture in my background in the studio shows that. I've been fascinated over the years, like Kobe being a Laker, and then him during his draft process, working out for the Boston Celtics, and you saw him in some Boston Celtics gear. I take that to raise you this. In your meetings with teams like the Broncos, what kind of gear do you get from these teams in your workout, and do you get to keep it?
Well, right now I haven't had like any personal workouts with them, so I haven't got any gear and stuff like that. But I mean, once I go to a team and stuff, then obviously we get gear and stuff like that. But this process right now, I haven't got any gear from any teams and stuff like that. So
Okay. The Denver Broncos, you told me that you met with them. Who are some of the other teams that you have chatted with, and what has the conversation been like?
The teams that I had like the most exclusive interviews with were, another team was the Chicago Bears. They made me get on the whiteboard and draw up a play and stuff that I ran on my defense. So that was kind of interesting. Another long one was with the Colts. That was one of my first interviews at the Hula Bowl, and they recorded it, and they said they're going to show it to the staff and stuff like that. So I just had to be attentive on those type interviews, just because they asked about how I grew up and my upbringing and what I like to do in my free time, just personal questions to get to know me and stuff like that. So I feel like those were some of the most interesting interviews right there.
Yeah, the whiteboard thing is interesting to me. In this world, you got to be able to draw up plays, but also run the plays, I would imagine.
It wasn't that hard when they asked me, because, like we run these plays 24/7. I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. So it wasn't that hard when they asked me. But, when you just on spot like that and they pull out the whiteboard, you just got to lock in and concentrate. So that's probably one of the main things that I had to do.
As I'm talking to you in the corner of my eye, I'm looking at my PlayStation 5. I'm thinking of Madden. I'm thinking of 2K. You got to control the destiny. Who are some of the offenses or defenses in football that you found yourself being marveled at just as a fan of the game?
It got to be the Chiefs, just because like they showed so much stuff throughout the years that they'll run, and defense won't be expecting it, the fans won't be expecting it. Like Andy Reid over there, he always got something up his sleeve. So those type of offense I like to watch. Even though I'm a defensive player, like I like to see what's the game is involved into. Just because the Chiefs really come out with something new every year that you see. So that's one of my favorite offenses to watch, honestly, as a football fan.
Wow, that's real. And you said offense and defense. You're going the same way with the Chiefs as well.
Yeah, either the Chiefs or the Ravens. The Ravens always have a good culture over there, so they always have a good defense every year. But this year's Chief defense, that's probably one of their best defenses, I feel like. So yeah, I go with their offense and defense, honestly, because they had some great DBs over there this year.
No, that's about how I thought you would answer. The Ravens and the Chiefs. Those are the fan favorites.
Yeah.
Talked about the teams asking you about what you like to do in your downtime, things away from football. What do you like to do when you're not burning calories like crazy on the football field?
I'm more of a chill guy. So I just like to chill with I got 2 older brothers and I got a nephew now, 2 nephews. So I just like to chill with my family, honestly, when I come home, because, I don't get a lot of time to come home. So that's what I'm doing right now in this process. And we just work out together, me and my middle brother, or we play the game a lot. So we be on the PS5 a lot. Or I just chill with my nephews and stuff, chill with my dad. So that's I chill with my family outside of football and stuff like that. Yeah.
Madden or 2K?
I'm more of a 2K guy because I grew up playing more basketball than football until, I realized I was better at football. So I'm more of a 2K guy. I don't know. I'm just kind of addicted to it at this point. But my brother is more of a Madden guy, so I got to get on. I got to get on Madden a little more.
All right, so now you speak about language with this basketball stuff. So, growing up, were you more of a one or a two?
I was more of like a one. I was probably more of a one because of my height, but I was kind of athletic, so I played more of a two in high school.
Okay. Um, the high school that I went to, the star football player when I was there, Ryan Grant, he ended up playing for the Packers. He came in to play basketball, and then the football coach said, there's more guys that end up playing football than playing basketball. It's a 12 to 15 man roster in basketball. What in the NFL is like 53, 54?
Yeah, about 53 man roster.
Was that ever a conversation with your family similarly, where it's like you have more of a chance to play football and actually be good and go to the league than basketball, or was that really just an individual personal decision?
I think it was more of like individual personal decision because growing up, like everybody knew that I was an athlete around the city and stuff like that. Like I played varsity at a young age. I think I was like in the 9th grade when I played varsity basketball. So I was decent at basketball, but going into my 10th grade year, I started getting offers in football and stuff. So it was like obviously, go with who's paying for your school and stuff like that, from my parents' perspective. So I was just getting scholarships, a lot of scholarships in football. So I just stuck with it and took it serious.
No, that's real. Who did people say you played like?
In football or basketball?
Both of them.
Basketball, I didn't really have a comparison. I used to just go out there and use my athletic ability, honestly, because I was kind of quick with the basketball and I could jump and stuff. So I didn't really have a comparison. But I know my college teammates, they'll kind of compare me to like Stephon Gilmore in football and stuff like that. But I don't quite have his size in football, but just the plays that I make and stuff, they'll compare me to him.
How did college make your confidence go up even higher?
Yeah, I'll speak on like my second year in college. That was like when I really could see like I could do this. So from my freshman year to my sophomore year in college, I improved a whole lot. Just that summer I worked extremely hard and, just changed my mindset to, I feel like I could play at this level, so I just had to go show it. And just my sophomore season, I was guarding a lot of guys, like a couple guys that's in the league now that was in my conference, and they just gave me the confidence that I could do it because I was playing pretty good against them. And then from then on, like I just took it up a level each year. So I'm here now. So
is it more difficult to guard wide receivers that are taller, or is it more difficult to guard receivers that are maybe quicker than you? Like, what do you like? I would imagine your position is kind of like boxing, where you're sizing up your opponent and you're weighing the pros and cons. But height versus quickness are two different animals.
Right. For me, I think the shorter, quicker guys are kind of more difficult, just because they get in and out of their breaks faster. And they can get into their route a little more faster than the bigger guys, So I don't really have that many problems with the taller receivers just because of their speed and stuff like that. But, nowadays, like, it's some guys in the league that's big, fast, and tall. So, I had to get used to that. But I feel like the smaller guys, like, that play in the slot and stuff, are kind of more difficult to guard. But, yeah.
At this point in your career, who is the prototypical player in the NFL at your position?
For me, so I look at guys that's around my size. I watch a lot of Denzel Ward film with the Cleveland Browns. He's about 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", around my weight and height, and I see a lot of his stuff that he do, and he just gives me the confidence, with that size that he's still productive in the league. Like I can do the same thing. So I look at a lot of his film.
You get drafted by an NFL team, you make the roster. You come week one, the schedule's already out. What teams are you marking on your calendar? What players are you most looking forward to going up against?
That's a good question. In my opinion, I want to go like against the best of the best, just so I can see where I'm at with my talent or my work ethic and stuff like that. So I feel like some of the best receivers right now in the league are like Tyreek Hill right now, Jamar Chase. They're one of the best right now. One more. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins, he's still doing what he does every year. So just guys like that, like the top guys, I want to go against those guys just to see where I'm at. Because I got the confidence to do it. It's just, I just want to see, what my playing style is with theirs.
What's more scary for a rookie going into the NFL from your observation? Somebody who is highly touted and everybody expects to be great, or someone who has quiet confidence that has everything to prove to himself and for people who may not be as familiar with them as people locally?
It's definitely the person who shocks everyone because he comes like nobody's expecting him to do anything. Nobody knows his name. He just comes out of the blue and start making plays. Like I feel like those are the type of guys that have plays with a chip on their shoulder and stuff like that.
Are you the guy with the chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Just because I come from this small school, nobody knows a lot about Troy. Obviously, we have a good defense because we got guys that's going into the draft on our defense, but just a small school nobody knows about. So I just want to make a name for myself and for the city and stuff like that.
Okay, your name is called at the draft. You're with your family. What's the first thing you do to celebrate after spending that time with your family?
I hadn't even thought about that part because I feel like it'll be so surreal at the time. I'll probably just do a lot of screaming and running around and stuff like that. But I don't know exactly what I do. I think I won't know until it's here. I won't know. I just do it off when it happens.
Who was the first professional athlete or celebrity that you met that motivated you and you said, I want to carry myself like this?
That's a good question. Person that I met would probably be like my mentor, Gerard, that I talk about. I had went to one of his camps when he was with the Colts, I think, at a young age. He had it in our city. And just seeing what he did and how he brought all the people out, like I never forget, a time like that because you're a young kid and you're just looking up to a lot of guys that's, being where you want to be and doing what you want to do. So just now that I grew up and that I get to work out with him every day, like, just seeing how he went through the process and just seeing he came from the same place I came from. So I know for a fact that I can do it as well. So just looking up to him that's probably my main person, yeah.
Are you nervous?
Not really. I don't get nervous about a lot of things. I'm more of a calm guy, so I'm not really nervous. It's football at the end of the day. We've been doing this our whole life.
No, that's real. Going into a big game, are you more of a trap music kind of guy, gospel guy, R&B guy? What gets you amped before a big game?
I'm more of a trap music type of guy. I can't lie. We come from the South, so we more trap music down here. So yeah, I gotta listen to trap music before the game, get my mind right.
Who's on your playlist?
We got Future on there. Who we got? We got NBA YoungBoy on there before the game, just to get me amped up a little bit. Mostly Future though. Who's some other guys that I can think of? That's my main two right now before the game, just to get my mind right and get me amped up. Future and YoungBoy.
All right, so the draft is coming up. I'm sure you got a lot of church folk, old folk. You can't literally play trap music in the crib, right? So what's your go-to with the mixed company?
With the mixed company, if I'm around the church people, we gonna go gospel, Kirk Franklin and stuff like that. I grew up. My mom grew us up on that. So yeah, Kirk Franklin. Wake up in the morning, listen to gospel music around the house and stuff. So
I like it. You answered all my questions. I think you're a pros pro, and I'm excited for your future.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate you in this interview too. So
of course, quick and painless, like most doctors' offices.